What's up, YouTube? All right, so it's winding down. Challenge is almost up. We got a month and a week, and I just got to say I've been having a great time. Um, this whole entire challenge is pretty much brand new to me. Um, as far as working out goes, I always did it at the end of the day. I always did it um, with everything all into one workout, or 7 days a week, one upper body, one day lower body, one day upper body, one lower body. But I always jam packed it. Okay. When you go heavy, when you do weights, to me, it's easier to do uh, more for a longer period of time than it is to do the cardio for a longer period of time. Okay. My whole goal at the beginning of this whole challenge was to do work up to 6 hour days. And taking that muscle that I had and trying to turn it into lean muscle, um, it's not necessarily working out that way. Um, I don't see myself hitting that goal, but I went into this assuming that I was gonna go back to what I used to do, which was, a little bit more on the heavier side. Um, and it's not that's not the case. It doesn't work like that. And I wish I can do cardio for 6 hours a day. That'd be fun for me. I think it would be so much fun. Um, but I'm not at that point. Um, and Would I work up to that point? Um, Maybe eventually. That might be pretty cool. But then I'd have to, find a profession where I could apply that at. But for right now, 3 hours is pretty decent, in my opinion. So just staying active, moving a lot. Now, when I go heavier, I can actually feel my muscles wanting to push and try harder. Um, so I know I'm kind of getting away from the heavier stuff. Just because, moving that muscle around all the time is, I'm just not interested in that anymore. It was really fun. Like I said before in the past, it was really fun to have that strength and to know, I can lift this much, and to show it off and kind of walk around with your chest out a little bit. That's cool. Um, but how efficient can you be with that? So I'm taking that mindset that I used to be in. Like I said, I had fun with it. I loved feeling that way. I would never want to leave it. But you can't, in my opinion, if you're not doing something that pertains to that type of figure, you can't be that efficient with it. And me, I like to move. I like to move around a lot. I like to be fast, and I can't be efficient with all that muscle. Um, Not that I'm doing away with muscle, just the style of muscle is a little bit different. So, but I'm having a great time. The bad thing about this, I didn't factor in how much my quads were gonna do in these workouts. My quads are getting a lot in, and it's not my entire leg. It's not the lower half. It's not the arch of my feet. It's not my knees. It's my quads. So I didn't factor that in. Um, Not a big problem, um, but I just didn't factor that in. And I use my quads a lot. When I walk, I like to walk on the balls of my feet everywhere I go. Just because when you hit that full sprint, you're on the balls of your feet. Okay, when some people jog, they go heel toe, heel toe. Um, but me, I never. I tried to do that when I was young once to get that rhythm down, and it felt so awkward to me. But I never ran when I was little, so I never quite got how people jog like that. It's strange to me. So what I do is I'm already on the balls of my feet. When it's time to go, I'm just gunning it, and it's real heavy on the hamstring. So if you ever did try to do that, it's heavy on the hamstring. It's heavy on the arch of your foot. When I first started training like that, I had to tie my shoes up really tight, almost like a cast. Okay, my shoes were always tied really tight. Once I took my shoes off, it felt like my foot was broken in half. Okay, so once I started, there was no going back. Even now, if I try to go backward and go to standing on my heels, like when you stand normally, you stand on your heels. I stand on the balls of my feet. I'm always on the balls of my feet because I'm always moving. They call those heel spurs. I think I'd give myself heel spurs. When your foot gets used to walking in boots, and then you go to tennis shoes, you have heel spurs because your foot's used to walking on the back of that boot. Okay, so I'm constantly moving. I'm always moving. I like to move a lot. Okay, so that's how I train. And but you know, I can't move that muscle around. I could. I don't have the time. Is the thing. I don't have the time to perfect the muscular body, and it takes a lot of effort to try to grow that muscle into that. And it takes a lot of food. There's a lot that goes into it. It's not that appealing to me anymore. You know, I went from football in high school, getting kicked off the team. My grades weren't that good, so I got kicked off the team because I think you have to have a B average or 85 average or something like that. And you know, when I was in high school, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't take it as serious. So, you know, they said, hey, you need to make time for your classes. You're out of athletics. Okay. So when I was in athletics, I was doing the football, you know, cardio, football lifting. And then on top of that, I'd go home and I'd do my own workout. Okay. And I was pretty strong in my grade, you know, with my football team, I was pretty strong. For my size and everything, I was the 7th strongest person. As far as squat or bench press, I don't remember, but I took that as a record. You know, when I left, I was the 7th strongest out of everybody, and that was pretty cool to me. But you know, I took that. I was like, well, hey, I'm not gonna stop lifting because I'm not in football. I'm gonna lift even more. Okay, so I started bodybuilding. And then once I started bodybuilding, I kind of figured that bodybuilders kind of only do that for looks. Okay, they build their body to get it to that perfect shape, that perfect form that they like to see. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's fun. If you like to, you know, pose and hit those points and everything else, that wasn't appealing to me. I didn't want to be big and strong just for the looks. I wanted to be big and strong for the aggressiveness. That's what I wanted. That's what I liked. So I took bodybuilding and I just applied some, you know, some force behind it, some speed behind it, and I started picking up on weight. And I kind of consider that, you know, backyard bodybuilding-ish, you know, in Texas, maybe strongman-ish. So that's my background. I could never be still doing weightlifting. It just wasn't me. Just going down slow, pushing up slow. It's not that appealing. So, you know, I'm in there getting reps. If I can get it under 30 seconds, everything under 30 seconds, I hit my goal. Next one. And I had a watch and I'd time it. Every 2 minutes, I did a set. Fast and hard as I could. Just did a set. And then, you know, I stopped right after that. I just like that adrenaline, that rush. So when I was done working out, my body was moving, ready to go. So whatever was going on, I was ready. I was ready for it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do something. So, you know, that's what I like doing. I don't like being still. I don't like being heavy. It's cool, if you're, say, like for me, I wasn't that big, because I wasn't eating too good when I was doing my working out, and it had a long lasting effect on my body. I was malnourished for what I was doing. I was malnourished. Okay, but it's really cool to be that solid and that thick. And when you step on the back of a truck, step on a boat, people stop and look like, what is that? You have that presence, you have that dominance. So I'm kind of getting that with cardio. Now when I walk around, people are like, wow, why does he look so intense? Why is he built like that? Right. So um, it's working out pretty good. Like I said, it's the first time doing cardio specifically, and it's going pretty good. I'm having a great time doing it. So not disappointed. Um, you know, and to, it's more appealing to people trying to work out, starting to work out. Um, if you come at them big and bulky, like, hey, you gonna lift today? You can do it. You can do anything you want to do. It's they see that, they're like, nah, like, you might look good, but it's not good for me. Okay, but if you, hey, you ready to work out? I know where to get you, and I know how to get you there. It encourages them more. It's more appealing to people. So, as far as that goes, and talking to people and having conversations with people about what I've been through, it's more appealing for me, I think, to come from a place where other people can understand me. And that's what the challenge is all about, this 3-month challenge. So I'm liking it. I'm having a great time. I'm looking forward to adding more in the future. Um, and then, that last month, the last 2 weeks of that last month, I'm going to be done with everything. And I'm going to start intense cardio training, right? The treadmill twice a day, the bike riding, you know, who knows, I might start a class and it's on and off the bike. It's standing on the bike, sitting in the bike. There's a midway where you're hovering above the seat. Like I said, hopping off the bike, doing planks, push-ups, squat thrusts. Okay, they do it all. It's fun. If you have an opportunity to take a class, if it's just one class and you have the opportunity, I say go for it. You don't have anything to lose but sweat. So I'm recommending taking the class responsibly, of course. Don't go in there and 100%, this is my only time I'm going to do it. YOLO, you know? So, that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be real intense. Um, and I was looking up classes on my treadmill, and they have some pretty intimidating ones. I mean, the names are just intimidating. I'm just flipping through them, and I'm looking at the people doing them, the trainers, and I'm like, looking at them, seeing if, they might offer something that I might like. Then I read the name of the class, and it's like intense times 2 or something along those lines. I don't remember exactly, but I said, maybe I can do this one first before the second one. So I don't know. It's going to be fun. But intensity, last 2 weeks, every day. Okay. Every single day, 2 weeks, 2 running classes, intense. Maybe intermediate, then a cycle class, intermediate. And with my intermediate class now, it's pretty intense. I do my best to keep up with them guys, with that guy, and with the class. And man, if I'm barely getting it, I'm pushing it. I'm not an intermediate rider. I found out I'm not an intermediate rider, but I'm still trying. I'm still giving the effort, and I'm getting bare minimum, which is fine. Okay, I'm getting bare minimum, but I'm still keeping up with the class. And if I can do that, that just proves to me that I can get through the class, and from then on, I can improve a little bit more every day. So that's why I do it. When I first got in there, The first two classes, I had a choice. I thought to myself, let me go back to a beginner class and get into the rhythm of cycling, because I stopped cycling, remember, because of my quads. But I said, you know what? I was doing bare minimum then, and it was intense. And the trainer Adam, he's like, if you're in here, slow it down. If you have to leave, hey, congratulations for coming this far. That's the first class. Congratulations for coming this far. Second class, congratulations for getting this far. So I'm like, hey, where am I gonna go? I'm this far. Let me stick it out and see what I can make of it. It's my first intermediate class, and let me make something out of it. Even if it's bare minimum, let me make something out of it. So by the end of this class, it's gonna be pretty fun to try another intermediate class and see how far I can get in that one. Okay, so it's gonna be intense. It's gonna be pretty fun, but hopefully by the end of this challenge, I'm at least presentable because I'm the leader of the challenge. And I know you're gonna be surprised when you see my progress. You're gonna be surprised. From December, I'll show you a picture, the big reveal. I'll show you a picture of what I look like in December to what I look like now. And it's gonna be pretty surprising, okay? So that's all I got for you guys. I want to know how you're doing, how you're feeling about the challenge so far. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to get to everybody in detail, let you know what's going on. From my perspective, if it makes sense to you, reply back and we can have some conversations, and other people can benefit from what we're talking about, just like the challenge. So this is for everybody. If you can pick up something from this, that's awesome. I did my job. So like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on Thursday.